I went from $200,000 to over $500,000 in just 3 years. And honestly, it didn't change what I thought it would. In fact, there was one part of this that completely surprised me. And if you're starting later, this is the part that nobody really talks about. What actually surprised me wasn't the final number. It was how much of that didn't come from the market. And at the time, I didn't even realize that, because when you're putting money in consistently, it's actually really hard to tell what's you and what's the market. My name is Darren. I'm just a regular Canadian who used to think that it was too late to start investing, but I started investing anyway, and I'm proving every day that it's never too late to build wealth. If you've ever sat down and you actually ran the numbers about retirement, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that moment when you realize that maybe you're not quite as prepared for retirement as you thought. And for me, a big part of that realization was this. I do have a pension, and for a long time, I think I relied on that a lot more than I probably should have. My wife, she doesn't have a pension, and I still have 2 kids. And when I really started to look at everything together, I realized things weren't quite as secure as I thought they were. And that's when this stopped being just about me and started being about all of us. And the other thing that I didn't expect at all was how the income from this started to build, because when I started, it was basically nothing. And now it's something I actually notice every single month. And at some point, I started wondering how big that could actually get. So that's where I was in April of 2023. I had about $200,000 available, and honestly, no real plan. And before that, I did what a lot of people do. I had a guy. You know, you go to work, you ask someone to give you a hand, and they say, "Oh, I've got a guy." And I did that. I handed my money over to the person, and I assumed that they knew what they were doing and make my money grow. But here's the thing. I didn't actually know if it was working. I didn't understand the strategy, and I didn't understand the fees, and I definitely didn't feel like I was in control. In fact, I didn't even know. I was oblivious. And at the time, I thought that was normal. Looking back now, it obviously wasn't. That was a turning point for me, because I realized if I actually wanted this to work, I needed to take ownership of it. And this is where things got a little uncomfortable. The truth is that the money we had was scattered in different accounts. And for the first thing, I had to figure out where it was and what it was actually doing. And what I found was pretty typical. A lot of it was sitting in high-fee mutual funds. But here's the part that doesn't really get talked about. I had to decide what to do with all that money, and that meant selling it. Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of it. And I'll be honest, that was uncomfortable, because once you do that, there is no hiding anymore. Now it's on you. That's what led me to opening my first brokerage account. And being honest again, I didn't know what I was doing. Now from that, I set a goal. And I thought, that goal would be $500,000. It would take me about 10 years. Even that number was pretty loosey-goosey at the time. It was based solely on what little information I knew. Since then, I've used a retirement calculator that helped me dial things in a lot more. Not perfectly, because there's so many things that can influence all of that. But it gave me a good starting point, a foundation we'll call it, a plan that I could actually follow. Now, before I show you how I got there, you need to understand what actually made the biggest difference, because it wasn't what I thought. At the beginning, I thought I needed to get things right. The best investment, the highest returns, the perfect setup. But that wasn't what moved the needle. What actually changed everything was something way less exciting, and that is consistency. I started small with $20, then $50, then $100 every payday. Nothing too crazy, just kept showing up and putting money into the account. And at first, nothing really was happening, which is the part that no one really talks about. And something else happens here that I didn't expect. When you're not used to setting money aside, even small amounts feel uncomfortable. You don't really know what kind of impact it's going to have on your finances, particularly when the economy is the way that it is now. And that's when you realize you need a buffer. That's where that emergency fund comes in really handy. Because once you have that, it becomes a lot easier to stay consistent. And the other thing that changes is how you think about your money. You become more deliberate. Needs versus wants. And once you start investing consistently, it gets a lot harder to spend money the same way you used to. By the end of the first year, I was putting about $500 aside every single payday. and then the tax return would get put into the account. Any extra money we had or overtime that we would work. And that's when things started to move. By the end of 2023, I was sitting at about $122,000. And I remember looking at thinking, I don't know if this is really going to work. But there's something important to understand about the number. When I say I started with about $200,000, that money wasn't all invested right away. I was still trying to figure things out. Where to move the money, what brokerage to use, how to actually invest it. So I moved it very slowly, piece by piece, and I got more comfortable. And at the same time, I was adding more money. That's where things really started to click, because for the first time, it wasn't just about moving money anymore. It was about building something. And this is where it finally started to feel real, because now I could actually see it. And just quickly, what I am showing you here is all tracked using passive. It's what I use to keep everything organized, track my dividends, and actually see the progress over time. And there's a free version of it, which is honestly very good for beginners. But if you want to check out the elite version, I do have a link in the video description below that will give you a discount. This is where things started to change, not just in the portfolio value, but in what I was actually producing. In 2023, I started with basically nothing. My first dividend was $1. And I remember thinking, man, this is going to take forever. But by the end of the year, I had just over $3,000 in dividends. Certainly not life-changing, but it was proof and it got me motivated to keep going. Then in 2024, this is where things started to build. The contributions went up, the portfolio grew, and now those dividends jumped to about $7,700 for the year. And this is where it started to feel different, because now it wasn't just a one-time thing. 2025 was even bigger shift. More contributions, bigger structure, more intentional decisions, and now over $14,500 in dividends. That's when it really hits you. This is working. And this is where I started asking myself, okay, how much of this is actually growth? Because this didn't happen from the market alone. A big part of this was contributions, money going in consistently every single payday. In 2023, I put in about $24,000. In 2025, I put in about $33,000. And by 2025, I contributed over $54,000 in a single year. In total, I've added just over $140,000 into this portfolio. And up until this point, I honestly couldn't tell what was happening. It just felt like the numbers were going up, but I didn't really know why. So let's break that down. I started with about $200,000 and I added just over $140,000. That means that about $160,000 of this portfolio isn't from what I added. It's growth. And that didn't come from timing the market. It came from staying in the market. And this is the part that people underestimate. It's not one big moment. It's small decisions repeated over time. And the same thing applies to dividends. So since 2023, this portfolio has generated over $30,000 in total dividends. That's not 1 year, that's all combined together. And when you start to see both of these together, money going in and income starting to come out, that's when things really start to feel different. But we weren't done there. In 2025, we tightened things up and got financial advice. And I can't tell you how important that is. I thought we could go through all of this without some financial advice, but it's not true. You definitely should seek some. So instead of pushing harder on our mortgage, we shifted things. So that higher tax bracket, we ended up putting off later by putting it into our spousal RRSP, and then we'll be taxed on it later in life. And then the tax return got bigger, and again, it went right back into the portfolio. Now everything is automated. We put $1,200 into the TFSA every payday and $350 into the spousal RRSP every week. Our last tax return of $16,000 didn't even sit in the bank account for a day. It went straight back into the RRSP, which will make our tax return even bigger next year, making the snowball grow. Now, one thing that people will often do is try to live below their means and say that they have to save up and their life is terrible. Well, we had made that decision this year as well because we weren't sure how the portfolio would work out. But as we saw it progress throughout the year, we were able to change that. So now, because of that, we were able to take a trip in the winter that we weren't normally going to take. You don't need to starve yourself all the time to set yourself up for retirement. And that's important because this isn't about cutting everything out, like I said. It's about being more intentional so that you can still live well now while you're building up your retirement fund. And that's how this happened, from 200,000 to over 500,000 invested. It's not from time in the market. It's not from picking the perfect investment, just from showing up over and over, putting more money into your portfolio. Now, this is the number that I was the most curious about, and honestly, the one that took the longest for me to really understand. At just over $500,000 invested, this portfolio is generating $17,000 a year in dividends, which works out to roughly about $1,400 a month. And remember, that $30,000 number I told you about, that's everything all combined put together. And this is the part that I didn't understand when I started, because 3 years ago, I didn't believe that something like this would even work. I thought I was way too late, I thought I needed more time, and I thought I had missed the opportunity. But looking at this now, I realize it was never about timing. It was about starting and sticking to a plan. From about $200,000 to $500,000, not because I got it perfect, but because I stayed consistent. So if you're sitting there thinking that you're too late, you are definitely not. If I can do this, so can you. I started at the age of 50, and 3 years later, I have $500,000 built up. But this is just the beginning. And if you want to see exactly how I built this portfolio, you should watch this video here, where I show you every single month what I buy and sell and how much money I put into the portfolio.